Hi there, Leo, and welcome back to Starlord is Tarot. This is your tarot forecast for the week of July 18th through to the 24th. Happy birthday to any of you early Leos celebrating a birthday this week. I hope you have a fabulous one. So your cards are already shuffled and laid out. Let's get to your reading, Leo. Your overall energy is Two of Swords reversed, followed then by the Ten of Wands in the upright. Next we have the Five of Cups reversed, followed then by the Ace of Swords in the upright. And lastly we have the Nine of Swords reversed. So for your overall energy, Leo, it looks like a decision is being made this week. Final decision. This is it. You feel you have the necessary information to make an informed decision and you are making it. Or you're now accepting what has happened as a result of a decision you have made. So, Two of Swords in the upright is where we're not sure whether to go right, to go left. We're in sort of a stalemate, indecisive, but when it's reversed, this is where we feel we have enough information to make an informed decision, and we do so. So decision is made, and let's see why that is. At the beginning of the week, we have the Ten of Wands in the upright position. Well, this tends to represent endings. I would say that whatever decision you're making or have made, Leo, has been based on the fact that you were extremely burdened. The Ten of Wands is where we've hit the last straw in a situation where the burdens have become too overwhelming. Now, sometimes the Ten of Wands can come up when we're exhausted due to anything from renovations. Let me tell you, renovating a home can bring you to the Ten of Wands, can bring you right to your knees. Some of you, perhaps that's the situation for you. Others of you could be even packing to move. That can be a huge, let me tell you, I've done that many times, exhausting job. Taking on too many duties and responsibilities, being taken advantage of in a place of work, oftentimes happen. Leos are generally pretty generous with their time and their energy, and will oftentimes pick up slack for other people, which can leave them vulnerable in being taken advantage of. So for some of you, this is it. It just sort of hit the end of the line for you. And this is time to now walk away from a situation that was overburdened. Now, for some of you, it could have been a relationship. It could have been a situationship. It could have been anything, but it hit the final snag. Next card up is the Five of Cups in the reverse position, indicating a level of healing on the emotional front from what was a sorrowful experience. It could have been, sometimes the Five of Cups can be anything from a loss of a loved one, loss of a pet, to loss of a relationship, to loss of a job, or anything that we've been emotionally attached to. When the card is reversed, this is where we're finally beginning the healing process from a loss or a disappointment or a sadness that happens. People tend to think that the emotions are only affected when it comes to relationships or things like that, like, romantic relationships. But that's not the case. People get emotionally attached to the people they work with, even their neighbors that they live around, so forth. So when something happens in that regard, it can definitely bring on that feeling of sorrow, sadness, loss, because you won't be seeing these people anymore. Well, at least not as frequently as you did when you worked with them or lived beside them or that kind of thing. So emotional upset can happen on many levels. Remember, these are just general readings, so it's going to be different for all of you Leos out there. Some of you, it could be pertaining to a relationship that just became too overburdened, and there was a separation here and it ended, and feeling a little bit sad, but now it's like you're finally beginning to heal from a situation. So for some of you, the reason that you walked away from something because it became overbearing and overly difficult to deal with, and now you're finally starting to heal from the emotional difficulties that it brought with it in its wake. Next card up is the Ace of Swords in the upright position. I love tarot when it does stuff like this, because I always say the Two of Swords in reverse can refer back to the Ace of Swords upright, and you literally have that in your reading. So you have some, this is known as the Sword of Victory, as well as the Sword of Clarity, or the energy of clarity. It's also of brilliant new ideas that could be coming to you out of the anti-cosmos. It could also be representing a new way of communicating, or a new idea that you know can't wait to implement. Could be a new way of communicating for some of you, new ideas, those kinds of things. It's also a victory, maybe a verbal victory. If you were in a scrimmage with someone, like an argument with somebody, you could have won the argument. It's anything like that. But this is extreme clarity coming to you. And maybe this is when you realize, if you made this decision a while ago, Leo, it could be that you now get the clarity about it, that you made the right decision, even though I think you knew it at the time anyway. But because maybe for some of you the healing has begun, so now things are becoming clearer, now that the emotions are out of the way and have been cleared away, now that you can think straight now. The Ace of Swords for me is always about being able to think really clearly and straight. Last card you have is the Nine of Swords in the reverse position, indicating a release of anxiety. Nine of Swords in the upright is where we're having some sleepless nights, some difficulties, you know, because maybe we have 9 separate things on our mind and we can't stop. It could have been connected to this burden for some of you, but now you see at the end of the week you're relieved. The relief is here, the relief is set in. So it definitely follows some kind of sequence, I find here, because there was something that was overburdened, caused you perhaps some emotional sadness, disappointment, separation. However, you finally see your way clear now, and you realize it was the best decision you could have made, and now you can finally put that to rest. Or for others of you, perhaps you have a brilliant new idea going forward, and now you feel better because now you're able to make a plan, because aces usually, because they represent something new beginning, so it's kind of like, I'm able to make a plan now. It's a new start, a new day, a new beginning for me, and it's helping you to finally be able to get some rest. So that's what I have for you, Leo. Thank you very much for joining me. I really hope the reading helped you. If it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you again next week. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below if this resonated for you. Have a terrific week. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye for now.